Dzień dobry from Poland. Welcome at the New Attractions Industry Talks. We're here in Poland in Aqua Park Fala with the key players of the Polish attractions landscape. Should we start with the introductions?
Daniel Zieliński, Mandoria. Theme Park Mandoria.
Żaneta Gutowska-Rukszan, Momentum Leisure.
It's a pleasure for me to have you here in Water Park Fala. I'm Christopher, I'm a CEO of a water park.
And thank you for having us. Thank you for your hospitality. When we talk about the Polish landscape, what are we actually talking about, first of all? I always heard ladies first. Żaneta?
Yeah, if you are talking about the theme parks in Poland, we all know that the history is not so long. Yes, as you can see, Daniel, he started a few years ago, 2000, I think.
Yes, 2018 was the first opening of the first real theme park and real themed place. Of course, before we had some parks, even before historic times in the beginning of 20th century, but war distracted everything. Then after someone just trying to build something, of course, they were trying to do something, but it was mostly like a fun parks, also a little bit traveling mans, because we had it in Poland and we still have it. So people know what are attractions, but I think they are not learned in the west of Europe, for example. It's not a culture and it's not a tradition. For example, the people know much better the swimming pools. I mean, even aqua parks. This is it had a bigger
Talking about
history
swimming
and
pools,
impact.
people tend to come back to the swimming pools. Whereas in theme parks, usually you go it once a year or twice a year. But talking about Poland and Polish market, what I would like to emphasize is that our economy is growing. We are just about to join G20, and this is something I would say we benefit from. Economic growth, so we get more visitors and we gain money thanks to growing economy.
And if we talk about the Polish landscapes from our economic impact study, we know that 1.7 billion euros is spent directly into this industry in Poland, 4 billion indirectly, 30,000 jobs. It's not small.
It is not, the leisure market is growing, the investments, it's really big. Even we are investing 50 million euro in the new park in south of Poland, and it will be the fourth park. And so it means that a lot of companies are really looking for growth in this market, as well as we are thinking about the expansion of our existing parks. So it means that there is still a space for the growth of this market. And it's absolutely nice and fabulous for all of us. And we are giving a lot of places to work for the people. Yes, for example, at our park, 750 people during the high season. And we are not the biggest one, yes.
Daniel, you mentioned that culture. I think that's a very important one, because basically we can say that you three are part of building a complete new culture in that sense. How do you do that?
Of course, there are more people like us. I mean, the market in Poland, because what Energylandia did in 10 years, it's I have some job. They invested a lot. They already learned people and trying still to learn people what is the theme park, what is amusement park. But we are still doing it because I have to mention Poland is 14 million people country. So if you consider then the north of Poland, between north and south of Poland is 800, 900 kilometers. So it's like a trip to another country. Yeah. So there is still a little bit place to do something in some spaces. And we are still learning. Learning when you have, for example, zoo. How long zoos existing in Poland, Krzysztof?
How many zoos?
How long? How long
It's
already?
The oldest zoo in Poland has over 100 years.
Yeah, so we don't have a park who is existing 100 years. And let's say even teachers from the schools, they will take kids to the zoo because everyone knows cinema, but they don't know what they can really expect it when they are going to the theme park. This is, for example, like a theme park. They can expect when they are going to the aqua park, maybe more swimming pool. I don't think that everyone is expecting what they will see in real aqua park like Fala, like we are here. So, meaning attractions, we still have to learn everyone that it's safe, because this is our first target, that is safe, that is nice, and there is something totally different that they know already, but it's very nice also idea to spend time and to have fun.
But talking about safety, what I believe, good news for one theme park or water park is good news for whole industry. So in Poland, we don't have a major problems as far as safety is concerned. And I always like to understand our client. So I do a lot of numbers, I read a lot of research. So on average, a Polish family spent 10% of its budget for a leisure. I think Polish market, we are just getting started, and in 10 years, it will be the most growing market in Europe.
Well, I think it already is at the moment. And in that sense, what does that future look like? Janeta, I know you are expanding into Romania, a new country as well.
Yes, this is also the market which we are expanding, and we are doing it not just because we would like to go to Romania. We made a lot of research. We also cooperate together with Kantar to check the market. Is it a place for us or not? And it is. So we really believe that the theme park can easily exist next to the retail center, and this is our aim, to have next to our parks the retail center, because we can share the experience, we can share with their clients and our guests. Yes, and we can cooperate on the very good level, and this is our aim. That Gliwice we are opening in 2027. I think 1 year after we will open the new park in Romania. So who knows how it will be the future. However, going back to the previous subject, to the culture in our companies, I think that we are still learning from the biggest parks in Europe and in all over the world. For example, we had a very nice project this year. We started the culture process in the parks together with Pia. We all know Pia. She was our mentor and host, because we believe that our staff is the most important aspect, yes, in the parks. However, as you can see, our history, we were ready just in 2025 to do it.
Yeah.
We were not ready a few years ago to do it
Good
like
things
that
take time.
on this high level. So I think that we will all agree that we are treating fun very seriously. Yes, this is our aim, and the market is extremely big, and there is a place for all of us.
I really like what you mentioned about this retail center next to the theme park. It's always nice to have one more attraction near to your attraction. In our case, we have a water park, we have zoo, and we have a concert venue. And a few kilometers from here, we have Mandoria. So we have combined tickets. We do a lot of adverts together. So yeah.
And this is the
strengthen
great
each other, yeah.
this is the great example of the cooperation between two existing leisure projects. So this is a great one.
And it's also important to mention that the place we are, I mean, Łódź, this is the place where, let's say, 10 years ago, no one in Poland was thinking that they can go with the family for the weekend. Now, it changed a lot. Even hotels changing their approach, because normally they had like rooms for two, and now they are doing studios, like crash the wall, put the doors, and they are making family studios, because previously they had only guests during the week, like a business guest. And now it's changing a lot, because like what the city is trying to do, and in my opinion is a very good attitude, they are trying to attract people to go to Łódź, but with the several ways. Of course, attractions like Aqua Park Fala, zoo, we are getting together with Mandoria, but also very big festivals, so it's changing a lot. And when we talked about the differences about culture and also behaviors, also the very good example, there is my island in Kovnat. So very good example is that I saw very, like, it was perfect example of how people behave. Polish people and German people. This is the perfect example. Because when it's going to be colder, let's say like lower than 10,
Yeah.
Polish people don't like to go outside and use the attractions. And this is total difference between German people, I don't know, people from Netherlands, people from Belgium.
Yeah.
Even when it's less than 10, but still a little bit more than 0, like 1, they are doing the coasters. But the whole families, we cannot imagine in Poland that the mother with small kids will go on the coaster when it's 1 degree because there is already sick
Exactly.
inherited.
I think this weather thing applies to every attraction, no matter whether you have a water park, zoo, theme park. When the weather is bad, people stay at home. They watch Netflix or HBO, and I would say this is our main competitor for the leisure industry. We compete with Netflix.
Yeah. I think we hear more and more that people, when we talk about spending and power in countries, but I think more and more we hear how much time do people actually also have to spend and how many time are they willing to spend into the leisure industry.
It's about 4 hours per day that people spend for their leisure. So then we divide it into different parts of the market. In water park, an average is 2 hours. In swimming pool part, in sauna it's an hour and a half. In zoos it's like 3 or 5 hours. In the low season, in high season, usually they spend whole day, and this is something we are trying to get from our visitors. More, we have to extend the dwell time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what.
And this is very comparable, like zoo to the park, because when we have like slow day, it's around 4.5, 5 hours. Depends on the attractions, of course. How much attractions do you have? Depends on the age of the kid, if it's teenager, if it's kid, if it's school group. But on the busy days, it's the whole day, and even with extra comfort hours, we have to do so there.
You all have a very, some of you only have indoor or a very strong part that is indoor. Is that a deliberate choice when developing to keep more indoors, or are we now at a point to look more outdoors? Where
I think those are two different approaches.
Yeah,
So,
totally different approach because in our parks we have a combined indoor and outdoor. Of course, we have the seasonality, yes, and during the high season, let's say during the summer, a lot of people are spending a time outside. It's for sure. However, during the low season, we still have a indoor, and also we are welcoming our guests like a indoor part. However, we are with our new project, we decided to have a very big outdoor zone because still it's very popular in Poland, and as we made the research, our guests are expecting that they will spend a lot of time outside. Yes, so I think. However, during the winter, I love to spend the time, for example, in Mandoria. Yes, when it's a big indoor park, and it's a great atmosphere, and it's hot inside, and so on and so on. So this is I think totally different businesses when we are talking about indoor and outdoor.
no?
we have to take into consideration that when you are building a very, very big indoor, then investment will be also very, very big.
Yeah, it's more heavy, of course. And for Fala, you mentioned yesterday to me your high season is still in summer.
Yeah.
So I would expect
But
also outdoor.
this year we got a lot of new visitors during winter holidays coming from outside of the town. And in autumn we also had a record. So yeah, probably we get more clients who are older because, trying to compare Polish market to other markets in Europe, our society is getting older. So we are trying to adjust our offer to silver people. I know the exactly English word for that, but yeah, silver economy is a part that I'm trying to concentrate on, and I'm trying to get grandparents with their granddaughters come to water park or to the zoo, and this is the reason why we are putting more and more brines, and we organize a special water gymnastic for the elderly people. The question is, if elderly people come to roller coaster with their
It's
daughters.
like I told already, it's not the time yet, because if we are still comparing to the west of Europe, to the park in the Western Europe, when the culture is really deep there. I mean, let's say in Netherlands, Belgium, people are going to the parks at least 5 times in their life. They are a kid, when they are like teenager, parent, and then grandfather, and it's like that.
Pass it on.
In Poland, we still have, we need the time to be at that point.
It takes
Yeah.
time to build a culture, that's for sure. In that sense, Daniel, when we talk about indoor, outdoor, how's your French nowadays?
We know.
You recently bought a park in France, an outdoor park.
We bought the outdoor park in France. It's something new for us. It's totally different culture, but the people are there very nice, and IP of the park is also really nice. If someone like the story of Little Prince, of course, and the park with really big potential. So we see the future there, but it also needs some work. But I must really tell the authorities, they are really caring about us there. So we are care for each other, and that's a very good way to make some nice things also in France. It's something new for us, but it's really great adventure.
And do you see a lot of differences in that sense between maybe behavior of French people and Polish people?
It's again the moment that we can even compare 4 types of culture, because it's very close to the German border, very close to the Swiss border, and France is there. Even Alsace is something totally different because it's also different, and Poland. So yeah, we have to use to the other culture, because every culture is looking on the other details. Yeah. Let's say, for example, people from the other countries like focusing on something different. Like some of people are more sensitive on price, but less on the quality. The other nationalities less sensitive about the price, but more about the quality. So we have to find a balance in between always.
Yeah, but even in Poland we have a deviation between the guests. As we have already the 3 parks, we have one next to the German border, one in Gdańsk and one in Warsaw. The guest category, it's a little bit different in all this.
Even in the country,
areas.
you can have totally different approaches and
Yes.
totally different pocket of money of visitors. So we have to use even to the region.
And before we wrap up, we're talking about a lot of where we are, where it's been, where are we going? What does the next 10 years look like for the Polish landscape and for Fala?
For sure, more attractions. Every year we are trying to add something new, something spectacular, because we have great competitors around. There are 3 huge water parks, 2 hours of driving. So we have to compete with them with new attractions. So I will not reveal all of my plans. I'm going to start with a new smaller water park in the city, in the different part, or in a different district. It will be a little bit closer to Warsaw, and yeah, if it works, we will invest more money in that water park. And next year we're gonna start building a hotel, so we can have guests from concert venue, from the zoo, and from us. So this is our major investment. And probably we will do some less spectacular adjustments inside and outside. My dream is to have a bar in the swimming pool.
We call them money makers in the
Yes.
industry.
I
You're
want to
right.
be invited for the opening.
Of course.
Elżbieta, you already mentioned a lot about the expanding in Romania, but is there anything else you can share?
Yes, the plans till 2030 at this moment are clear. We are going to open new theme park in Gliwice in 2027, Romania as well, and we are going to expand the existing parks like Warsaw, Gdańsk, as well as in Kovnaty, because I think Daniel will agree with me that Kovnaty is definitely the place who can be the destination, the real destination. So we are also working on it. So we are basically completing the diamond in Poland, and we are going to Romania. And after that, I think maybe it's too early to tell about the future. However, till 2030, we have a lot of work to do, and unfortunately, we will spend a lot of money.
And as a Mandoria, but not only Mandoria, maybe more than as a group, because I'm also thinking about France at that moment. So In Mandoria, as from the opening, we are still in the investment process. So, I mean, we are doing a lot of things in-house. That means that we are still busy with something. And at that moment, we are just building outside zone, what we want to open in June 2026. Because like Janetta mentioned also that people, when it's going spring, people like to spend time outside,
Exactly.
not especially in the building. Even when you have AC and when it's hot, they like to be outside. So
enjoy the
so
summer.
we have just give what they want, and it's like that. Of course, we have very, very, very big place there to build even more and more. But if it will be successful, we will still be in the investment process here in Poland and in France. There is not a lot of attractions. The IP is there. The park have very big potential. The nature is beautiful, but they need rides. And so we are also doing the investment there, and new rides are coming for 2026. And of course, it's not the last word from us for the moment.
So I think it's safe to say we can expect a lot more from the Polish market in the next years.
Exactly, yeah.
Thank you all for your time.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much.
Sure.